Welcome to Home Service Happy Hour, brought to you by Service Monster. I got one more thought, which is people love, as we get like through the fall, people love to spend money to try to avoid paying taxes. And I always think that's a funny thing, and I always like to address it because if there's one thing we've learned from farmers, it's to make sure that the government never touches a dime. Like farmers will damn near go broke to make sure the government never gets a dime. I'm not saying they're wrong, right? That's the right. And Angela, you grew up on a farm. Am I wrong?
Yep.
You spend every dime on a new tractor, a new silo, or a new barn to make sure that you spend it all so the government doesn't get any, even if you don't need it, even if you don't need a tractor or a barn. But home service people are kind of geared the same. Like it's a blue collar behavior of like sticking it to the man, which is I'll make sure you don't get any money by me not having any. And so I always just caution, like paying taxes isn't the end of the world. We live in a great country. We need to pay some taxes. Sure as hell don't pay more than you need to, and make sure it's like golf. Like some rules work in your favor, some don't. Make sure that either you or your CPA knows the rules so you don't have to take unnecessary penalty strokes. Pretty good golf analogy there, Sean Day. If I didn't say so. Nailed that. And buying shit to save money on taxes at the end of the year doesn't save you nearly as much as you think. I had a guy today. He was like, "Hey, we do holiday lights, but we still have to do the takedown, right? We get all the revenue this year, but we still have to do the takedown next year. Can I push some of that revenue back?" And I was like, I mean, you can. Actually, like if you're cash basis accounting, you really can't. You earned the money. But even if your CPA said, "Yeah, I'll mark that down as unearned revenue," let's say $50,000. It's like that's a lot of money, right? $50,000 I'm going to defer to next year, which I would say you'd have to argue you're doing 300 to 400,000 to argue 50,000 of it is revenue for next year. So let's say I push $50,000 of revenue back to next year. All right. So I saved $50,000 of taxes, right? No. Like if your incremental tax on that is 20% for income taxes, you saved 10 grand. But now you're just going to owe 10 grand more next year. So you just delayed spending 10 grand by a year is all you did. Now you don't owe 10 grand this year. Now you're going to owe it next year. And now you're going to have to keep doing this every single year because the minute you stop doing this, now you're going to get double whammied, right? And it's going to catch up to you. So sure, you can do it and save 10 grand right now and penalize future you, which I don't know about future you, but future me doesn't really want to be penalized. I'd rather do it now if I can do it than delay it and have to deal with it later. Like that sounds awful for future me. Hey, home service heroes, thank you guys so much for tuning into our home service happy hour content today. I sure hope you learned a little something, and I sure as heck hope that it was entertaining. If you did find it fun and entertaining, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more cool, fun, entertaining business content. And speaking of which, stay tuned. There's a little more here and a little more right here. Check it out.